What is up, YouTube? This is Anonymous Mentor. You can see I pimped out my desktop a little bit. If you guys want to know how to do something like that, I have all my system specs always going on my desktop right now. Um, so if you guys want to learn how to do something like that, subscribe to my channel and like pass my videos around because I'm gonna wait till I get about 100 subscribers or 50 subscribers maybe. I don't even know, just some subscribers or something. Anyways, today we're going over enumerators in C++, and basically it helps to define stuff in your program. So let's get started. Open up a terminal and change directories to wherever you want to make your program. Now I'm going to be running sudo nano test2.cpp as my file name, and starts off the regular include iostream using namespace std. This gives us our cin and cout commands, and then we need to define our enumerators. To do this, we use the enum key function or keyword, and then you say what you want your enumerator to be, and we'll say choices. And then we need the curly brackets and a colon at the end of the last one. And then inside the curly brackets we define our enumerators. So this is pretty simple. We'll say um, choice um, choice 1 equals, or say good equals 1, bad equals 2, unknown, or we'll just say UNK for unknown for short, equals, if I could type, 3, and good equals 4. We'll just take this unknown out just for time's sake, actually. Then we'll need int main, define it. Inside here, we're gonna do a cout, insert a number, and then cout in line, and then we're gonna say above it as a comment if input, or if console prints out 4, the input is good. And then we'll say integer a, cn, a, and then we're going to write an if statement. Don't worry about if statements yet, we'll go over them later. You can kind of look at them and get an idea of how they work by looking at me calling on one right now. So don't worry about it, we'll go over it later. And we actually need to change this up. We have 2 of them named good, I didn't realize that. We'll just say error, bad and good, and then we'll say if and then in parentheses we'll say if a equals 1, and then you put in your braces, or your curly brackets. You basically define or you tell the program what you want to do if a equals 1. If a equals 1, what happens? And the answer is we print out error. And then we print out a new line. And then we say if else a equals 2, curly braces again, brackets, I always say that. If it equals 2, we're going to print out bad and a new line. And if It's not if else, it's supposed to be if else if, and then we'll say else if a equals 3, curly brackets, I gotta write that time, we'll print out good, and new line, and then we'll say else, and then we say what happens if none of this is true. If the input doesn't equal 1, 2, or 3, what do we do? And we'll say enter a valid number. And then we'll print out a new line. And then up here we'll say enter a number 1 through 3. And as you can see, this is a little bit funky because it goes 1, 2, 4. So good is actually supposed to be 4. So let's go up here. We'll change this to 3. And that's fixed right there now. So let's see if we did this right. You usually always get an error whenever you first try to compile when you try to compile your program for the first time. After you program a bunch of stuff, you usually get an error, but it's nothing we can't work around. So we're going to compile test2.cpp and we're going to output it to test2, and it says permission denied, and that's because I have to run a sudo, and that works. Yay. Let's run it. Test2, enter a number 1 through 3. Let's enter in a number that's not 1 through 3, and it says invalid number just as we expected it to. We'll try 3 now, and it prints out 3, and that would be good actually. So let's go up here and we need to change this to 3, and then compile it again, test2. If we enter in 3 and we get 3, then we know the input is good, right? So if we have a 2 and it enters a 2 and you get a 2, you know the input's bad. Vice versa, if they input something and it returns an error of 1, or if it returns a 1, you know it's an error. If it returns a 2, you know something bad happened. If it returned 3, you know everything went good, smooth. And it's kind of a way you can debug and have people send in errors and stuff. Because you can set these to, like if certain cases happen, it'll print out one of those numbers, and then if someone's getting bugs or something with the program and they're getting like error 2, would you like to submit this bug? And then they start submitting it and you see these bugs with the integer of 2 on them, and you know that something's happening. You can go in, try to fix it based on whatever they tell you. So that's kind of the basics of enumerators and what they're used for and how to use them. And this is Anonymous Mentor. Like, subscribe, and comment. Later.